We have called that meeting to order. We've established our quorum and we have everyone introduced so far that has joined the meeting in person and online. Next is approval of agenda with the one revision of rescheduling item number 7 for a later date because our speaker was not able to join us this afternoon.
Amy Mitchell, I move we accept the agenda as amended.
Thank you, Amy. Do I have a second?
I will second. This is Kathy.
Thank you. All opposed? Hearing none, the agenda has been approved as amended. Moving on to consent item number 3, consent items. We need approval of the minutes from our August 21st meeting. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes from our August meeting?
Amy Mitchell, I move that we approve the minutes as written for our August meeting.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Erin Marizella, I second.
Thank you. All those opposed, please say nay. Hearing none, we have approval of the minutes from our August 21st meeting. Moving forward to item number 4, public comments and presentations. I don't believe we had any submitted.
No, Madam Chair, this is Jody Barker, AAA Director. At this time, I'm not aware of any public comment requests. Jared, did we receive anything to the main?
We did not. And everyone who is online, with the exception of Penny Whitney, is a member of the commission. So if Penny would like to provide public comment, she can, just to let us know. Otherwise, I think we can move forward at your discretion.
Great. Penny, I would invite you to just share about your role in the community with our seniors, and I'll recognize you as the winner of the volunteer of the year. Is that correct? Or tell me what you won for the Joe Hingham.
Yes.
Was it the volunteer?
The professional.
Professional of the year for the Joe Hingham. Yes, you're welcome.
Yes.
I wanted to recognize that award that you took away within this year's ceremony. So yeah, if you want to tell us a little bit about what you do.
Paula.
Yeah.
Actually, I would love to. I am here representing an El Paso County grant project, JAWS, Jumpstart Older Workforce Solutions, Aging Workforce Solutions for JAWS, which is in its final months of support to UCCS. I think that it's really important to have the commission aware of the activity, not only of the JAWS project that has been in place for 2 years, that was a project looking at building awareness of careers in long-term care and opportunities for students. There are opportunities for people. Not all people are students. Out of JAWS came 3 focus areas of opportunity for building the long-term care workforce, which is a problem locally, our state, and nationally. And 3 focus areas were identified. One was high school students through partnership of career and technical education, high school programs, and long-term care communities. The second was utilizing the intern structure in place at UCCS to help build awareness for health students already in a university setting of career opportunities in long-term care, and developing internships that focus on the long-term care experience. The third bucket was looking for older worker populations where long-term care could be a viable opportunity, either as an opportunity to continue working to change careers and focus, or even for volunteerism. Those were the 3 areas of focus. My particular area of focus turned out to be the high school career and technical education partnership with long-term care. I think that it is important for this commission to understand what enthusiastic response we've had from El Paso County. And we're now on the verge of needing to identify what our next step plans would be. Just to give you a quick snapshot, we first started partnering in a pilot in spring of 2023. We just completed in the first week of August our summer program. So we had 3 internship experiences. What is really I think almost remarkable is the growth of this program. We started out with 8 high school students from Fountain Fort Carson that said, yeah, we'll volunteer to do this. Their very last week of school in 2008. We had 2 long-term care communities, Falcon Heights and Bear Creek, that said, yes, we will support this. And we had 1 15-hour internship that was developed by long-term care professionals using a career and technical education framework. Fast forward to this summer, we had 100 students register. And I think the remarkable part of this, it was not done through classrooms. They were alerted at the end of school that a registration would be coming, but it was through individual students. We've grown from 1 high school district to 5. District 8 continues to be involved. We're now with District 2, District 11, District 20, and District 49, with other districts asking us about the program and opportunities for charter schools. We've grown from 1 15-hour internship to 5 this summer. We had JAWS 1, Welcome to Long-Term Care, which is learning about the space, the careers that are active in the space, and the importance of teamwork and the importance of the work done in long-term care. Our second 15-hour internship is Welcome to Volunteering and Working in Long-Term Care. We added that this summer. We added JAWS 3, Welcome to Memory Care, a 15-hour job work-based experience that looked specifically at memory care. We had another 15-hour internship offering from Cheyenne Village, developed by Tim Cunningham, looking at the business of long-term care, looking at for-profit, not-for-profit models, the different care sectors that were included in long-term care, and the leaderships required, focusing on communication, conflict management, and team development. And then I led a group that was JAWS 3, Welcome to Student Leadership. This was open to all students that had at least 15 hours of JAWS internship. It was remarkable. These students, they've already experienced it. They presented to Pikes Peak Area Council of Governments in June. They met with the ombudsman team. Out of that meeting, we have a narrative project that will be shared with students from different school districts, and we're going to include our ombudsman team on that. The project will be developed by students. We met with the CHCA. These students recruited 3 more long-term care communities. So we have probably over 10 communities that are active in some way of business communities in the JAWS program. They were actively participating as a listening group to the Alzheimer's disease and related dementia state work group. They have been invited to come back and participate if they're able in some of the work sessions and actually have direct student impact. And then They will be doing presentations for school district leaders. Could be the school board, could be other educators in their district. But the students are taking the responsibility of communicating what is going on in long-term care. They have been invited to listen in to the advocate political forum that will happen on the 26th next week for our region. I am confident some of these students will take an hour and a half out of their school day with the support of their instructors and learn about the issues that face older Coloradoans, not only in our region, but throughout the state. So my request is to perhaps, would it be possible at a future date between now and December to identify a group of interested students that could physically come to the commission meeting, watch the commission in progress, and perhaps during public comment, just give a snippet of why they participate in JAWS? We're going forward with a full program for the school year 24-25, looking at actually partnering with the full year patient care technician program in 4 of the pilot schools. So I just thought understanding how young students at the high school level are actively engaged in learning and being a part of the long-term care community with older adults. Thank you.
Thank you, Penny. I think that would be a fantastic opportunity for them to come to a meeting and experience the commission, and then also be part of public comment when
I
they
would
are
love it.
here. Yep.
Okay. Excellent. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for sharing all that you do. Any questions for Penny from the commission?
So Penny, this is Jody. I wonder, since your primary funding to begin the JAWS program came from ARPA funding, and as you mentioned at the very beginning, that's coming to an end. I wonder what your future funding is looking like.
Well, that is a good question, Jody. And we are absolutely investigating options. Within the last 2 days, we have been encouraged to actually look into an opportunity or to explore the opportunity of having JAWS become its own not-for-profit. And that way, we have demonstrated success. I think we've got school districts, we've got school educators, we've got students that are willing to speak to the value of the program. We have areas across the state. We could start a program tomorrow in Canyon City. We've got the players. So that may be something we're looking at very seriously, because all of us involved in the program absolutely refuse to let it not go forward. There are 3 things that we've got to make sure we can do, and that is to keep the integrity of JAWS and the focus on older people, individuals, Coloradoans in our community. And I think rather than the focus narrowing, it is beginning to enlarge. So I think that's a huge, exciting opportunity. We know there are opportunities in our region to explore growing the program as well as the state. We want to make sure that the connection with high school, university, and older adult agencies, and that's really the pilot that we're working on now. How do we get a beta pilot with older workers? But honestly, that's where we're looking, Jody, because funding is a tricky bag, as you well know.
I certainly do. Well, it's exciting to hear that you have some options, and that the success of the program is very clear, and that there are folks both internally with the young people being part of the program, and then even those from around the state who have seen the success and want to duplicate that. So that's just really exciting to hear that. Thank you so much.
Well, you're welcome. And certainly the initial support of AAA and the commission, this is a group that we have circled back to multiple times. It's a community endeavor. And I think that many of you were involved in those very first listening sessions of JAWS. And really the tagline that came out of that, long-term care is a community conversation. It's about business, and the students are interested in the business aspect. It's about jobs, a variety of jobs. Students are learning about jobs they'd never even heard of. And it's most important about people. And I think through the interaction with the high schools particularly, we know that if we can stabilize jobs for people in long-term care, we've got a win-win there and better outcomes and consistency of employers. If we can stabilize the jobs, I think we've also got a win for kids in that they're going to have more stable environments to grow up in. And these young people want to contribute to the community. I'll just finish by saying when we were at the Pikes Peak area of government, I think we were speaking with the ombudsman team, and the question was asked of one of the young participants from Fountain Fort Carson, why do you do this? Because she's been involved in a number of the internships. And she said, honestly, it's because when we talk about JAWS, people listen to us. And as a high school student, usually people do not listen to you. These young people are growing individually, they're growing as community members, and they're also growing important professional skills by being welcomed to the commission at a future date, to Pikes Peak Area Council of Government, to be able to talk one-on-one and develop relationships with employers. It's all about the relationships. And right now, I think we've got a magic sauce that we've got an opportunity to continue to develop.
Thank you so much, Penny. It looks like we've got two questions. Amy, we'll start with yours.
Thank you, Madam Chair. First, I'm very impressed with starting with one school district, and it sounds like it was a word of mouth wildfire that caught, spreading to 5 different school districts down in El Paso County, which is very impressive. My question is, do you envision a way that this could move into more rural area?
Absolutely.
We have 2 high schools in Park County, where I'm from, and kids are always looking for what are they going to do when they get out of school, and that exposure and get them when their brain and their mind is wide open to opportunities for their future. And just how do you see it could spread? I'll call it up the hill.
Okay, I think it could spread up the hill, and I will be glad to be on the train that takes it up the hill, because I think the magic ingredients that exist for JAWS is there are probably very few communities that don't have younger people and don't have a need, particularly in more rural places, to keep younger people in those communities with jobs. Healthcare is one of the essentials of life. And long-term care is a business. So they do the job of healthcare, but not all of the jobs are direct persons. So personal care jobs. People are finding niches in nutrition, in facility maintenance, in IT. It's really fascinating. Actually, the adult public's, the interface with community, adult protective services actually is an area of high interest. So I think we can do that. I think it's a matter of what JAWS really does is brings together educators and businesses. And those are two groups that don't always easily talk to each other. For whatever reason, I don't know. But that's really the role of JAWS, is the communication conduit. We take a lot of the planning and facilitate that so it becomes more time efficient. We have a framework for what happens in each of the 15 units. So Park County would have a unique circumstance of students, and we would learn about that because it fits in the community, but there's a framework. They don't have to start from scratch. Canyon City, I happen to have worked with the long-term care provider down there. He's eager to do it. The school district, we will do that. I will be facilitating that as a volunteer because El Paso County really doesn't cover Canyon City, but Fremont County is very excited about the possibilities. I would love to work with you and anybody in Park County because I think there's a fit. This is a program that can be tailored. But this summer, we had not only 100 students, so totally in a little over a year, we've had probably 150 students experience the JAWS aspect at some level. We had probably 10% of those students that had 60 hours of work-based long-term care experience this summer. They all received certificates for their 15-hour internship increments. But 60 hours of long-term care experience during a high school summer, I found that absolutely remarkable. I think it brings value, and don't get me started or I'll take your whole meeting, and I promise this will be the last. But I've talked with the businesses. There's a quality of life factor here. And the same is true, the ombudsman shared that with the students. Having students come in, they're building relationships with the residents. They love the stories. They are building relationships with the work teams. I've worked in long-term care as a consultant for a lot of years. One of the things that's always a problem is that many of the people that are passionate about the work they do in long-term care usually get, oh, I'm so glad you do that. I could never do that. These are students that are eager to learn, and people are excited telling them about the work they do. There is magic in the relationships. Something is bringing these kids back for 60 hours, and it's not me. Transportation is an issue. We've got some hurdles, but I think they're not solvable. But I would love, this is why I think we're at the point now, as Jody said, we've got to find a next step plan. I really look to this commission because you are local. Everybody here understands the long-term care picture. I think you can be a real help in helping us identify how we take JAWS to the next step.
Thank you, Penny.
Great. I think we have another question for you, Erin.
Hello, yes. Penny, Penny's out. She don't want my question.
Oh, Penny, are you still with us?
Yep. No, I just had to plug my computer in.
Okay.
Technology is still my downside.
I appreciate you, Penny. I bought a slide advancer that I have been using, and I almost sent it back because I couldn't figure out. I've forgotten to plug the thing into my computer that would advance the slides. I just figured that out today. Anyway.
Well, I've unplugged it for fall protection. I would be the one that would break my hip falling over a computer cord. So there we go.
Yes. I'm so happy to have you, Penny. Such a good presentation about JAWS, such a good program for our community. And I am curious if you have connected with the Colorado Springs Chamber of Commerce or Peak Ed about the Innovation Center that they're building.
I've reached out to Carlos at Peak Ed. I have not connected with the Chamber of Commerce. It's been a very long time since I've connected with them, and never about JAWS. But if you could make an introduction, I mean, this is about JAWS. So, I mean, it is about
Yeah.
jobs. It's about business. I
Yes.
think we're ready to talk to the Chamber of Commerce.
So they have the money, it's happening. They're hiring a director for the program. And what it's going to be is a magnet school for all the school districts in Colorado Springs. And well, I don't know if magnet school is the right term because that's not my space, but basically it would be an innovation center, an innovation hub that would pull students from all school districts in Colorado Springs. And I heard you say that you have partnerships with the different school districts. And so what I understand is that it's kind of a fractured system. Like some school districts offer space science, some school districts offer healthcare, some school districts offer math, acceleration, magnety things. But so they want one school focused on workforce development, targeting high school students, and healthcare is one of the focuses that they want to have. And just from everything that you were talking about, I think that is a beautiful home for JAWS. Why not pull all the high school, like why recreate the wheel? Why have two programs in the same area? I think, and they're going to serve more than just Colorado Springs. They're going to serve, the broader region that the Chamber of Commerce serves. And it's all work focusing on oh shoot, I lost you.
Oh, good. I did too.
Oh. Can you I lost you guys. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we're losing you, Aaron. I tell you what, Aaron, I will send an email, do an intro email between you and Penny so that you two can continue the conversation. How's that sound?
Jody, I'm good. I will just email Penny.
Oh, okay, great. Okay.
Yeah, we know each other.
Okay, good.
Yes, thank
Good.
you though.
You
Does that
bet.
sound like a good intro for you, Penny? Does that sound like a good partnership? Like I don't want to force that.
I don't know. The thing that we're working with are the CTE programs. That is the program in the school. I understand not all schools have CTE, not all schools have CTE health programs. The 5 schools that we're working with right now do. There are others that we have not brought into the fold that also do. I would be interested, certainly, to learn more about what the Innovation Center is.
Okay.
Because I mean, the educational workforce intersect, I do think is confusing.
Yeah. Well, I'll just ping Carlos and Jonna, and you guys have a conversation and see what you're
Okay, I
doing
know
and-
Carlos. I do not know Jonna.
Okay. Cool. All right. Thank you so much, Penny. I love JAWS, and I did not know the growth that you just described.
No,
Like,
it's been, I mean,
beautiful to hear.
sustaining growth, but it's the students that are driving growth. I mean, they signed up without teachers. I think that is remarkable. No one said, you've got to do this, and they chose the program. The other thing, I thought not being with their school cohort was going to be a problem. Students said, we love mixing with other students from other schools. And Amy, I think that would be a really nice intersect, the more rural with the more urban and diverse urban. So I think there are all sorts of possibilities.
Great. Well, thank you. It's exciting to see action moving forward just with this discussion. It's going to be exciting to see what becomes of it. Thank you so much, Penny. And what I love is the intergenerational component to it, seeing the kids being excited about working with seniors in a variety of capacities. I love it. I love it.
And
I love
we
it.
probably are going to reach out to you to help us with some ideas on the narrative side of it.
Sure.
Because this will be a project that is led by students. So
Great.
thanks, Paula. I apologize
Absolutely.
for taking so much time, but thank
No,
you.
not a problem. Thanks for sharing so much. All right, moving on to item number 5, action items. There are none that I know of or that have been brought to my attention, we'll move on to item number 6, information items. Aaron, do you have anything for the membership committee report?
I don't have any updates.
Okay.
Melissa isn't here today, right?
No, she's not.
Okay, yeah, she had emailed some people that we talked about last month, and
Okay.
I haven't heard back from them, so I don't know if she has, and we didn't connect before this meeting.
Okay, no problem. All right, moving on to policy committee. Commissioner Mitchell, what do you have for us?
I am looking for my notes for the last Colorado Center for Aging, and we had a presentation from the state about from Governor Polis's office about what they see might be coming down the line for legislation. They didn't give any specific details, but they are having current conversations about where they might need to fill in any gaps. And I just found my notes. And let's see. Really, they didn't mention anything specifically. So I think everybody's still in negotiations and conversation about what's going to percolate up to be a bill. And we will find out. I don't have anything really good to give you, but it's kind of nice to have a break from legislative session. So I'll leave it at that.
All right, great. Thanks, Amy. How about you, Kathy? Do you have anything for us from the State Commission on Aging?
I was wondering if Melissa got out my notes. So I had taken notes on the August 22nd, and I typed them up and sent them to her. So,
Okay. All right, thank you.
There's a new
All right.
executive session, CBHS, Michelle Barnes. And one of her major issues is how to find the footways. And they said the reality is that there probably will not be any more federal money. So that was one of her topics. And the AAA meeting with the CCOA is in January. The October meeting with the CCOA is in Denver, and it's an in-person meeting. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to attend because there's no transportation between Colorado Springs and Denver. And then House Bill 24-1-1211 was brought up, and he said the intent was for employees and their contractors to apply for this grant, but the rules for grants are kind of vague but also restrictive. You cannot plan to use the grant. It has to be applied for while the emergency is happening, which is not at all practical. So guidelines were very clear, and one of the commissioners is looking into that. So that's pretty much it.
All right, thank you, Kathy. If you wouldn't mind just maybe summarizing what you said, it was a little garbled on our end, and just maybe summarizing that and getting it to Melissa so she will be able to include it in the minutes. It wasn't coming across real clear on the closed caption either. So we got bits and pieces, but not all of it. So if you wouldn't mind doing that, that would be great.
Will be reviewed record at CBHS. One of the topics that she is pushing on is how the AAA could be funded because the formula is outdated. And with the senior population increase, that needs to be part of the formula. And she said the reality was that we probably were not going to be able to get more federal money. That was the main topic. And the AAA meeting with PCOA is in January. And the October meeting of PCOA is an in-person meeting, but I probably will not be able to attend because there is no transportation between Colorado Springs and so that kind of limits. And then that. And then the House Bill 24, 2011, it was intended for AAA. Did you hear me there?
We can't. I'm sorry. We really can't. It's really garbled. I'm sorry. I don't know if it's our end or if it's your audio, but it's at one point it said you said New Zealand on the closed caption. So I'm not sure what the issue is, but it's really coming across. It's not tracking at all. Yeah, if you could just summarize it or even just bullet point it and get it to Melissa so she can include it in the minutes, that would be great. I apologize that we couldn't hear your report.
It's like 2 days ago.
Or even you can even maybe give Melissa a call and just summarize it. She could take a recording of it and summarize it. Thank you. We'll move on to the PPACG board items.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Again, this is Jody, Director of the Pikes Peak Area Agency on Aging. As Commissioner Mitchell mentioned, it is a little light right now on the legislative side, but the PPACG Legislative Subcommittee has already begun meeting about once a month in preparation for the legislative season. And so PPACG is really developing our priorities so that we can more fully discuss those with our legislators and really all be on the same page as we begin the legislative season. So those we'll share those once those get all approved. Probably in our next meeting, we'll be able to confirm. We also are in the process of seeking out and confirming a new lobbying group to help PPACG with our efforts at the State House, and so more will come on that in a future meeting. So that is just a normal part of our internal processes. Every several years, we put out another RFP request for proposal to the community for new lobbying group. And so that's just a normal part of what we do. With that aside, what I would like to share in part of my time is some upcoming opportunities for the commission to be engaged in the community. First of all, Penny also mentioned this next Thursday afternoon at 12:30 is a candidate forum on aging, and it will be online, and all of our commission members will receive this direct link from me. You'll need to register to get that to get that invitation, and it will also be only online. And so this group is doing these 5 candidate forums across the state of Colorado. One, I believe, has already happened. We'll have Park County will have one for the Western region, or I should clarify, Park County has been included in the Western region, which will be on Wednesday. And so I will be including that information as well. El Paso and Teller County. Thank you, Jared. El Paso and Teller County has been included in the South and Southeast discussion. And so I will be sending you the links to this, and so that you can attend that. And like I said, it is online, so that is a convenience. Now, leading up to that, next Thursday, September 26th at 10:30, we will be celebrating 50 years of the Pikes Peak Area Agency on Aging, as well as the Older Coloradans Act, and that is our state level funding mandate and funding source. And so we're really excited to be able to share just what has been happening in aging across the last 50 years. So we'll reflect over the 50 years with some memories of organizations that have been part of our service provision across the Pikes Peak region. We'll also have former AAA directors joining us. We'll also have a really nice presentation from Dr. Sarah Honkwalls, who founded the CU Aging Center, as well as was part of creating the gerontology certificate course, which I know some of you are familiar with that as well. But she's just an amazing speaker, worked within the UCCS environment, and training those who are going into aging services. And so we're really excited to invite her to speak with us as well. So, and there'll be cake. So plenty of reason to come. So come join us for 50th anniversary. That's next Thursday, September 26th. If you come at 10, you can sit in on the Regional Advisory Council meeting from 10 to 10:30. We'll have that compressed meeting, and then we'll roll into our celebration from 10:30 to noon. Commission members, you will receive this flyer online as well, so be watching for that. Something I received just today, I wanted to share with you all. This is a listening session that will be on, I believe, Monday, September 23rd, I believe is Monday. It's a mental health subcommittee listening session, and this is being put on by the Colorado Commission on Aging Mental Health Subcommittee. They're interested in identifying solutions to barriers older adults experience when accessing mental health care. And so their target audience are older adults, mental health service providers, community organizations, long-term care administrators, and older adult service providers. And so I would encourage you as Pikes Peak Commission on Aging members, if you have this opportunity, to attend this as well. It is online. It is September 23rd from 2 to 4. I will include this flyer as well in my email. So be watching. This email is going to be full of good information. So be watching for this. All of these have live, several of them have the live links for you to get registered and have your voice heard. So really encourage you to join us for that. So again, that's the September 23rd, Monday is the listening session around mental health. September 26th, next Thursday morning, will be the Regional Advisory Council meeting, and then the 50th anniversary celebration of the Pikes Peak Area Agency on Aging in the morning, and then that candidate forum for El Paso and Teller County Thursday afternoon. If it works out, and I may be putting the cart before the horse here, but if I have space available, if you want to be here for the celebration in the morning, if we have space, we will set up a room with a screen and go ahead and stream it here in the building so that you can stick around for that candidate forum. The Park County Forum, I'll send that link as well, is going to be on Wednesday. I believe it's in the morning. So I will get you all of those details. And Madam Chair, I think that's what I've got for today. Thank you.
And Madam Chair, if I may indulge, because Jody managed to bury the lead from, he left out a part of last week's board meeting that I want to call him out on.
Absolutely.
So believe it or not, even though Jody has been around the community for much longer than 5 years, he has been at PPACG now for 5 years, and we did recognize him for that milestone last Wednesday. And like I said, I knew he wasn't going to brag on himself, so I am going to take the opportunity to brag on him a little bit. But no, it's been great. I know I'm coming up on my 2-year anniversary, and it's been great to call Jody a colleague. But yeah, he does a great job of highlighting everyone else. But I want to make sure he got the highlight as well.
Thank you very much, Jared. I appreciate that. Congratulations, Jody.
Well, thank you. It really is an honor, and yeah, I did not ignore it on purpose, but thank you for those kind words, Jared. It really is a pleasure to work here at the Area Agency on Aging with the colleagues that we have, and so I remember when I was being recognized, Mayor Thompson. As you know, Mayor Sharon Thompson from the city of Fountain is also the PPACG Board of Directors chair, and she said, well, just things have just been moving along, and I think a lot of that is just the experience and the fantastic team that's here at the Pikes Peak Area Agency on Aging. And so just really proud to be able to work with this great group of people and across the community. So.
Awesome. Thanks, Jody. Congratulations. Next is a chair report, and I have nothing special to report, so we'll move on to item number 7, which we will be rescheduling. And now we're on to item number 8, which is the working sessions that we have categorized and have broken our commission up into groups, and there's not many of us here to report on our groups, so I'm gonna postpone that to our next month's meeting, and hopefully we'll have a bigger group in attendance so that we can catch up on our work sessions, unless someone has something to report from their group from our last meeting to this meeting. Does anyone have anything to share out from their group? Amy?
I just want to say that we are slowly but surely getting grants put through to get our library set up for telehealth. The idea is being really well received by people in the community because the library is much closer than their doctor. And as soon as a couple grants come in that we need equipment for, I'll give you a list. I should have a list next month of what libraries are online, and that solves our need for volunteers at the ambulance districts because our libraries have set hours. And so anyone wanting telehealth can look at the set hours at the library, contact their physician for an appointment, and know that when they get there, they'll have help getting online and dialing in. They don't have to have the technical skill to be able to get on that remote doctor visit. So we are really excited about getting this moved forward and making transportation less of a challenge for our seniors in Park County. Thanks.
Thank you, Amy. That's great information. I think what I can report out from the caregiver group is that we're kind of at a stalemate right now on location and just the structure of the day for the conference. And there was actually one email that was sent out this week from a member of the committee stating that maybe we should just look at possibly adding on some sessions, some informational sessions onto caregiver, the Savvy Caregiver Day, Pampering Day. Yes, so that might be in discussion and might be something that we might start out something like that, start small instead of biting off a big conference, and see how that would be received at a Pampering Day, and then move forward and expand it as the years go forward. So that was a suggestion in our group email, but other than that, I don't have much to report from that group. Dayton and Aaron, did you have anything to share out? And welcome,
Nothing to
Dayton.
share out. Oh, is Dayton here?
Yeah, Dayton's
Oh,
on.
hi, Dayton. Hi. All right, I will. Did you have anything to share, Dayton?
Nothing that I prepared. I would mention some of the things going on at, I think, CHP Community Health Partnership just hosted something around homelessness. And so would kind of point out that event. I don't know if it's past or is coming up, but it's one around kind of homelessness in the community in Colorado Springs. So just would point that event, and also if it has passed, I would love to look that up. I'll volunteer to look that up and share any relevant information to this group, because I think it's a really important sort of convening of the community to get a pulse read on what's going on in that space. So I'll look to do that here soon.
Great. Thank you,
Also,
Dayton.
along those same lines, I'm looking for the date. I believe it's November 6th. Tatiana Bailey did a report on aging in the Pikes Peak region and housing. And the Pikes Peak Housing Network is doing a convening on aging in place. I think it's in the morning on November 6th. And I can forward that invitation to, could I send it to Jared maybe and have that shared with the commission?
That should go to Melissa.
To Melissa? Okay, I'll
Yeah.
forward that to Melissa so
Great,
that
thank
everybody's
you.
aware. Because I think that'll be a really good conversation too. Has anybody, they've pulled together a panel of local aging experts for that meeting. Has anybody talked to that group? No? Okay.
Yeah, Melissa's on vacation this week, so and she's closely connected to that group, but I can't speak to that specifically.
Okay, I will forward that invitation to her, and it'd be great to see people there.
Great, thank you.
All right. Moving on to discussion items. Is there anything that anyone would like to bring to the table for discussion? Hearing none, we'll go on to member entity announcements. I know the Memory Walk is coming up on September 28th at Memorial Park around Prospect Lake. Many of us will be there with tables and walking with teams. It should be a wonderful event. Hopefully it'll be a beautiful morning. It usually is that early. And then the rain moves in, clouds move in as we're packing up our tables and getting to our cars before it all breaks loose. Anybody else have any other announcements for the group?
This is Amy. I do.
Great.
Tomorrow, I officially join the ranks of a senior turning 65. Just thought I'd let everybody know I'm now Medicare qualified. Though I don't need it, I have great insurance.
Right.
Happy
And
birthday! Happy birthday!
yeah.
Happy birthday!
Were you wanting us to sing to you, Amy?
No, it's kind of blowing my mind a bit because I don't know how it's happening. But anyway, thank you. Appreciate you guys.
Absolutely. Have a great day tomorrow.
Okay, I'm singing too, Amy, but I'm going to leave it on mute, okay?
Okay. All right. Dayton, you joined us late. Do you have anything? Oh, he's not with us. Oh, yeah, there he is. Go ahead, Dayton.
Yeah, I might have moved because I raised my virtual hand.
You did move. You're jumping around.
No, I'll mention CU and Shoots has a geriatric summit starting. I know it's tomorrow, but they are also offering kind of one-day passes because it's tomorrow and Friday. So just want to kind of get the word out about that. I plan on attending Friday. So happy to bring back relevant information to this group out of the learnings from there. There's also a community symposium on holistic growth here in Colorado Springs, and that is being held at the Sable Mesa Grand Room, and happy to share information on that happening as well. So many amazing community events going on. I attended and volunteered at a booth for the event this last weekend. I'm not sure what it was called, but I know it was kind of celebrating Hispanic and Latino, Latina sort of culture for Mexican Independence Day, and it was a really good time. And yeah, I'll leave it there.
Great. There was one panel that I failed to mention, and that is the ENT PPAA AAA Retirement Reimagined panel that will be held here at PPACG tomorrow at 4. And there's a panel of speakers. Lucy from PPA, from Area Agency on Aging, will talk about resources. Dr. Thayer will talk on cognition and aging. And Dr. Weiskittel will be talking about grief and connection. And then Lucy will close out with myths and a positive close out on the afternoon. There'll be question and answers, and I have been asked to be the facilitator of that. So that's tomorrow afternoon at 4 here at PPACG. So that is happening tomorrow. And item number 11, our next meeting is October 16th. Here, and it will be a hybrid meeting. The executive committee meeting is the first Wednesday of each month at 8 a.m. and that will be October 2nd at 8 a.m. That is usually always virtual. And the policy committee meetings are to be determined by those folks. And the PPACG meetings, we usually have a list of those in our packet.
Jody, you might know the answer to this question. I know periodically our region has the round table in which our representatives and others kind of come together and talk about some legislative issues. Is there a date scheduled for that roundtable to take place, or has that passed?
No, actually, there's no date set for that yet. But yes, you are correct. We do try to invite the public, along with our local legislators, to a hearing or listening session. And so as we get those details, we'll certainly share that out.
Thank you, sir.
You're very welcome.
All right, we'll be setting items for the next meeting at the executive committee meeting in October. So, and all are welcome to attend that meeting on the first Wednesday of the month. And if nobody has anything further, we will adjourn this meeting.